Hey, Flowers is here 30 minutes early. You still here, Flower? I'm going to do something to open up our session. This is called the Love Tuner. And it is in the frequency that corresponds to the vibrational quality of love, specifically agape love, which is that all-encompassing love. So, because we had some discord, thought this would be a good way to help things stay peaceful through the day. That is the Love Tuner. This was actually a gift from Mocha a long time ago. And again, it is set, the whistle is set to the frequency that is the same vibrational currency of unconditional love, of the love in Greek terminology, as well as Christian terminology, agape, which is that love without another, that you don't need a specific person. It's just the experience of love itself. Or better said, love isn't an experience. It's the reality that allows all experiences to surface. So, Flower says hello and that she is back. Kay Renee says, hey Yogi, I was just watching Kay Renee do 28 stellar burpees. And she's saying hi to Flower. And our friend Destiny is here. Destiny says, grand day and blessings to you, Eric, and you as well, Destiny. Right before I was on Kay's channel, I was on Destiny's channel watching her do push-ups before getting on the treadmill and doing her treadmill dance, dancer size, followed by perfect rope work. Really amazing rope work, Destiny. Destiny says, how are you, Eric? I'm good. I don't know if you guys heard my the Love Tuner. You can find information about it on lovetuner.com. And it's just a whistle. Little tiny whistle, comes with a chain. You can carry it with you. Mocha bought it for me. This was a while back, several years ago. I wasn't feeling well. Some health issues that were unable to be diagnosed. I've mentioned it before. Weird health issues, breathing issues. And yet, I was still training for ultra marathons. I was doing huge hour-long burpee sessions. I was an endurance athlete. It turns out, I've mentioned, I was suffering from anxiety and panic attacks that I couldn't admit to myself because I teach people how to work through anxiety and panic attacks. So my brain kept it at one level and my body suffered the consequences of it. It was only when I could come to terms with that, embrace the wholeness, that, you know what, no one is immune from anything. I forget which philosopher said, nothing human is foreign to me. So why should I, just because I've practiced meditation for 30 years, just because I've done yoga forever, just because I do breath work, why should I be immune from stress, from anxiety, from panic attacks? Most especially when I was trying to keep my father safe, 93, 94-year-old father with congestive heart failure, and trying to keep him safe from COVID, shutting down my small business that I had, some other issues going on. Why should I have been immune from stress? And why should I have been embarrassed and ashamed to admit that to myself, let alone to anyone else, just because I was teaching meditation. Didn't make sense. Um, so when I embraced my wholeness, which means sometimes wholeness means that you're breakable. Sometimes wholeness means that you are have issues, and no doubt people know that I have issues. So anyway, this is a love tuner, um, and it came recommended by Deepak Chopra. It is set in the frequency of um, love, universal love, agape love. I broke it out because we had a little bit of discord in the conversation yesterday, and I apologize to everyone because I missed pretty much the entire thing until the end because I was reading through the comments and I was engaging with people one at a time, and I saw that comments were being deleted, but I thought it was the person himself who was deleting the comments, maybe typos or maybe whatever. It was only when I got towards the bottom and I started seeing that something was going on, and it needed to be addressed. I'm very fortunate that, very fortunate, and I'm going to pat myself on my back. Very fortunate and very smart on my end that I have chosen the right people to wield the wrench. And Louise was right on the money, doing exactly what needed to be done. Big salute, big appreciation for it is what it is. So I started the session off with the love tuner. We'll do it one more time if anyone wants to hear it. It's got to be done on the right end, by the way. That's it. It's a weird thing to describe, except everything has a vibrational quality. Everything. We know that from quantum physics. We know that from string theory. Everything comes into existence from the vibration of, they're called strings, but they are so infinitely small, beyond infinitely small, smaller than the smallest particle that we know of right now. And yet they vibrate the entire universe into existence. They vibrate reality into existence. So everything has a frequency. Your mantra has a frequency. Your thoughts have a frequency. If your thoughts match up to a specific frequency, it helps you manifest your desire in the life. That's what Deepak Chopra calls spontaneous fulfillment of desire. That you're not setting a goal. You don't need to set a goal. Your goals are achievable by virtue of the life and the frequency of which you are vibrating at, which comes about through the practice of meditation, comes about through the practice of breath work, and it comes about by being unconditionally friendly. Doesn't mean you have to like everyone, but it means that you recognize the deepness that is shared across the board by everything. Everything. You have a kinship with trees. You have a kinship with squirrels. You have a kinship with people who visit you on your YouTube channel. You have a kinship with the person that is helping you carry your groceries to your car. I don't know if people actually still do that anymore. That was my first job, second job I ever had. Cashiers, baristas, you have a kinship with them all. Kinship being much deeper than relationship. Relationship means you sort of have a relation with people. That could be good, that could be bad. Kinship is non-negotiable. Kinship is the essence of namaste, of recognition, the spirit the unconditional love within me recognizes and salutes the unconditional love within you. Destiny says, thanks for the compliments and kind words, Eric, with your love and support, and with all my other family, love and support as well. You all inspire me to greatness and being my best self in all I do. And that carries on, because then in turn, it's a full circle, because then in turn, I'm inspired watching you. And then we just keep offering that to each other. It's a beautiful circle, beautiful cycle, infinitely repeated. It's the same, watching Kay do her squats and do her burpees. You just come away inspired, uplifted. You put more energy into your own workout. Someone comes along and watches your workout, and then they get inspired, and we just keep going and we keep going. Flower says, hope he comes to apologize. I hope so too. And you know what, Chris K, if you stumble upon this conversation, you don't even need to apologize. Just come back and be a friend. All you need to do, all anyone ever needs to do on my channel is be a friend. To me, to everyone else that comes here. Being a friend means that, you know what, you can make mistakes. You can have an off day, whatever. Nothing's held against you. Destiny says, exactly, everything has a vibration within that movement. It allows a frequency to flow in rhythm with the universe. Exactly. And hence the love tuner. Again, it was a great gift from Mocha. I also have a tuning fork that is of the same frequency, and that you hit and you actually experience the vibrations as you're holding it. I like using it before I meditate sometimes. Kay says, I agree, Miss Destiny, and that I appreciate that, Yogi. Destiny says, and I'm inspiring you as well. Yes, it's a circle of love with family. And it's a great thing to experience. And who would have thought that we can experience it on social media, let alone YouTube? I don't know if anyone recalls that I mentioned years ago, my stepdaughter said, you do not belong on YouTube. People will make mean comments. I don't want to see you get hurt. You're probably safer on Facebook. So yeah, she just really implored me, don't start. Don't read your poetry on YouTube. You're not meant to be a YouTube presence, which is well-meaning advice. And there's been occasional comments, but that's part of the game. But I overwhelmingly look at the friendships that we have. Look at the family that we have. I'm glad you guys got a chance to hang out with Mocha being here yesterday. It's always better experiencing Mocha in person than just typing. Although just typing, she's funny as well. She's engaging, but it's a whole nother experience. Mocha 3D. Destiny says, this is the best group of fellowship of beingness that anyone can ever connect with. Our group changes life for the good of life. I agree. And it's because everyone is bringing their own unique qualities, and yet we all share that underlying quality of acceptance. People come in as people come in. No one's asking them to be different or to change. Um, but you know what? We've all seen people come in to hang out with us um, who started off being kind of maybe not accepting, but then they uh, end up kicking back and enjoying the conversation. Kay says, I enjoy seeing Mocha. Yeah, she's a lot of fun. Um, Flower says, man, that situation was stuck in my head all day. Tried to get it off, couldn't. Destiny, sometime, or I'm sorry, Flower, sometime um, we'll do a meditation, which will help. I'll teach you a very easy and simple meditation method. You can do 5 or 10 minutes twice a day, and it really opens you up to um, not taking anything personally, having a sense of detachment. Detachment, often gets a bad rap. People think, some people actually use that as a um, insult. You're not attached to this or that, or even to life. I think maybe a better expression is unattachment, meaning that you can be fully engaged and love deeply and fully, and at the same time, you're absolutely free. As Abraham Maslow, the father of positive psychology, said, the self-realized person is independent of the good opinion of others. I've always liked that. So, Flower, I'm sorry that situation stuck in your head. Um, and I'm sorry that it happened, actually. Flower says, anyways, how's everyone doing? Doing pretty well. I got my walks and my run and my burpees in. I had a nice encounter with a bunny rabbit. I had my little camera with me and got a short clip for my next YouTube short. Destiny says, thanks everyone for joining Eric for his live discussion. He truly appreciates you all being here. Much love and respect. Definitely much love and respect. Definitely says thumbs up. And Dirk Vaughn. Is it Vaughn or Vahan? What do we like to talk about here? That's a good question. We really talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk a lot about yoga. We talk a lot about meditation. We talk a lot about fitness and diet. Spirituality across the board. Our own Vaughn. Okay, thank you for that. And feel free to introduce a topic. It is what it is. I was just talking about you, Lewis. Says, good morning over here from the beautiful sunny California. It's sunny now. It was cloudy early this morning. So on the opposite coast from beautiful and sunny as well, state of Maryland. Somebody said in a supermarket the other day, Maryland is the counterpoint to California. As California goes, Maryland goes. That might be true. Flower says anything, Dirk, which is true. Destiny says, hello to Dirk. It is what it is. Says, hey, Dirk, you were in a hybrid channel. So we have a mutual friend. Kay says hi to Dirk. Destiny says blessings and love to Louis. And how are you? And gets a blessing back. Our friend Squirrel Sniper is here. Squirrel Sniper, I was thinking about you the other day. Actually, earlier today. Greetings, beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. I keep mentioning before how much I love opening lines. People introducing themselves into the conversation. Goldie always has the hello, lovely people. And we have Squirrel Sniper with his greeting beautiful souls from across the pond under the same sky, which is just perfect. Flower says, hello, Louis. How are you? Sorry for yesterday, and my apologies for yelling at you. Flower, you were concerned. You were concerned for everyone across the board. You just wanted peace. It's understandable. It is what it is, says 11 people talk about me, Eric. And it was all good, too. Kay says, hey to Squirrel. And Flower says, the same. We always talk about Flower. Speaking of Flower, is everyone subscribed to her channel? I haven't checked this morning. Make sure that, let's see where she is subscription-wise. She is at 35 subscribers, 15 away from being able to do live sessions. Destiny says, Louis, I love the sunny parts of California. Enjoy the sun. Louis, you had Mocha talking about San Diego yesterday. Said that she would love to live there. Destiny says, hello to Squirrel Sniper. Flower says, what? Where? Oh, Squirrel. Hi. Didn't recognize you because of the profile. It's a different... Yeah, I guess it is a different profile. It is what it is. Says, hey, Flower, please don't lose any sleep over that thing happened. It's all good. And I didn't think he yelled at me. So we are 100%. Flower says, having a good day, Squirrel? Which is a question we all want to hear. Squirrel, how are you? And how's your day going? Flower says, thanks, Louis. Squirrel Sniper says, Flower, it's good to break pattern once in a while. That's true. It's good to switch things up. Life loves consistency, but also likes to spontaneously offer something different. Squirrel Sniper says, need a link, please. And unfortunately, every time I try to do a link, I end up disconnecting from the conversation. Everything, all hell breaks loose. I think, though, if you click on the wrench, it should put up a menu, and part of the menu should say visit channel. Destiny says, Lewis is peace and solace. Whenever there is Lewis, there is love and peace. Totally the truth. I agree with that. Doesn't take anything personally. Which is a rare trait. Have you guys read, I think we've talked about this before, the Four Agreements? Very short book, wonderful book. It's based on Toltec wisdom. One of the Four Agreements is don't take anything personally, which is extremely freeing. It's under the same guise as what I was saying about Abraham Maslow's self-realized person, independent of the good opinion of others, and how incredibly freeing that makes you. You're unstuck. You're responsive instead of reactionary, which is a good description of it is what it is. Responsive. Didn't react negatively. He saw a situation and stepped forward and handled it with no drama whatsoever. Lewis says, appreciate that very much, Sister Destiny, and I'll back up my people. Definitely will. And Destiny says, please don't forget to like and share out. Just to Yogi. Awesome channel. Thanks for coming, everyone. Much appreciated. People hitting the like button. Sniper says, I must do a live soon. I've just been commissioned to carve some benches and a throne. Wow. And a dozen large pieces of abstract art. That's awesome. I love, I'm not sure I like the term abstract art, but I love abstract art itself. Because for me, abstract sort of implies that it might be beyond understanding or only understood at a certain level. But when I look at the best abstract art, it bypasses the logical mind and goes straight to the heart, straight to the soul. And you are, going back to the term I was using with it is what it is, you respond to it. You become responsive on a really deep, deep level. Love to see your work, Scroll Sniper. And there is Flower stepping up and putting out a link, putting out her link. Thank you for that. Scroll Sniper says, only if you have a wrench. Is that possible now? YouTube changed that setting. That's what I was told. And on other people, when I click on the wrench, and Flower has a wrench here, it'll come up. Scroll Simple says, and unfortunately, links in the chat won't work. If broadcast is vertical, only horizontal chat. I have no idea what type of chat that I am. I consider myself a vertical person. I take a strong stance on verticalness versus horizontalness. Both are good. We got some more efforts from Flower. And Flower says, sorry for the spam list. No, I want you to get your link up. I definitely want to be able to share it. You actually can find her by doing the typing in her username, Hello Flowers. That's how actually I just brought it up to check. Desi said mods can drop links, but not their own. That can spam the chat. Interesting. So she should have 35 subs. According to here. But that is it. Yes. So, just to cover quickly, the 4 agreements, if anyone has read it or if anyone hasn't read it. The 4 agreements are: be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. I got it up here. Don't make assumptions. Just so practical. And always do your best. Always do your best is not based upon what your best was yesterday. It's not based upon what your all-time best is. It's what your best is right now in this moment. And that might be far away from where you would like it to be, but it is exactly what it is right now. And we can't do anything better than that. If we could, then we would be doing that best. If that makes sense. Dirk Ron says, what's your favorite book back there? I'm asked that a lot, and it changes. I have a copy of the Bhagavad Gita back there. I believe I have a copy of the Upanishads. And both of those are invaluable. Same with the Dhammapada, which is from Buddhism. So there's a lot of books that I've gotten really, I'm sort of looking back there. I've gotten great information from. But my favorite book is a copy of Huckleberry Finn, which my mother received as a Christmas present in 1941. And she read it and read it and read it and read it. And then she read it to her younger cousins. And then eventually she read it to me, that same copy, until it was falling apart. And then I read it for years. And then in the 90s, I was dating a great artist who, sorry, my cat is meowing at me. I was dating a great artist who made, would rebind books out of natural material that she created her own paper, her own pulp. And she rebound the entire book with the original pages, the original cover. Amazing. And I still have it. And I gave it back to my mom for Christmas in the 90s, rebound. And when she passed away, I received it again. So that's my favorite book because of that. Squirrel Sniper says it'll check now. And Dirk Bond says, oh, that's awesome. Thanks. I got books everywhere. Both my parents were school teachers. There was never a time in my life when I wasn't read to or reading. And then reading for others, actually. Destiny says, please don't leave without leaving your thumbprint on the like button and sharing out the host. Blessings and much love to everyone. Definitely blessings and much love. Oh, she just ran off. Dirk said I might be able to get her attention again. Dirk said, show me the cat, please. Here she comes. I'll show you the cat. And as a bonus, you get to see my messy office, which is also basically a storage room. Hey, come here. Look. Look. Can you see? That's the cat. They are, I have 2 of them. Adopted sisters, 2 black cats. I had them for 2 years. We got them when they were 10. And they, the person at the shelter was telling Mocha that she was afraid no one would adopt them. People have a tendency not to like black cats, or the majority of people, I think, because of the old superstition, and that they were older, and that there was 2 of them, and she thought someone might adopt one and not the other, whichever one. and they'd been together, sisters, for 10 years. They were bonded. So as soon as I heard that, I said, well, Milka, bring them on over, um, and we'll take care of them. So they had names. I don't remember them. So I mentioned this before. We have the black cat, and then we have the other black cat. And I often confuse which one is the black cat and which one is the other black cat. Flower says, oh, I heard that little meow. Yep, this is actually the bigger one. The other one, her sister, a little bit smaller. Both are very, really personable in their own ways. This one loves to hang out upstairs with me, in my office, sleeps in my bedroom. The other one is my yoga buddy. When I go downstairs to do my yoga, she believes that I put out that mat specifically for her. And now, when I do my yoga, I put out that mat specifically for her. I wrote about that in my blog, and I read it as a short. I think today I'll actually read it when I do my reading that I've been doing. I'll dig that out, and I'll read that, doing my yoga with my cat. Dirk says, my mom writes me a lot too. I think that's pretty important. Yeah, I agree. It is. It's formative that the person that I am now, the personality that I am now, was formed quite a bit from the bonding experience over books. Going to the library with my parents was just key growing up. Going to bookstores, my parents would get paid once a month, and we would go to bookstores. Destiny says, I have to go now. I will catch you in the chat later. Just about to check on the family. Blessings and love. Thank you, Destiny. I appreciate you being here. Man, I can't even begin to describe what Destiny brings to our conversations and the channel itself. The channel would certainly not be what it is without our friend Destiny. And Dirk says, yes. Yeah, it's a beautiful cat. Flower says, okay, Miss Destiny, have a nice day. Hope you come back. Flower says, I love black cats. So do I, actually. And we've had cats all different colors. We had a gray cat. This is actually like the 4th or 5th black cat I've ever had. Squirrel Sniper says, 36 subs now. Awesome. Squirrel Sniper, thank you for that. Destiny says, Flower, I will be around just a little bit. I'm on vacation until next week, which makes it all the more meaningful when Destiny stops by to say hi. Dirk says, I just read a book about the Titanic. I don't know why, but I just nerd out big time over anything Titanic. Did you enjoy the movie? It's really fascinating to consider. And historically, it really wasn't all that long ago. And when you think about, at the time, it was a luxury cruise liner of immense technical achievement, and how far that we've come. Squirrel Semper says, I have 2 black cats, both rescues, Twilight and Wizard. Those are perfect Squirrel Sniper names. And Destiny says, creative names. Yeah, definitely. That would be, like, if I thought about it, someone gave me a day to think about it. Think of the names that Squirrel Sniper would pick for 2 black cats. Both of those would probably make the list right off the top. Squirrel Sniper says, and speaking of like Squirrel Sniper stuff, he says, Dirk Von, did The book mentioned its identical sister ship, because that's just something that um, Squirrel Sniper knows. He knows these things. He is attuned to those mysterious type of facts, which is pretty cool. Because I never heard anything about that. Dirk says the Olympic. Of course, no Titanic book is complete without mentioning her. Wonder how come I never knew that. Not that I've read about it, but you would think that it would be more um, common knowledge, across the board. Dirk says it also had another called the Britannic. Wow. Dirk says it was sunk as a hospital ship in World War One. Well, they actually sunk a hospital ship. Squirrel Sniper says the only difference was the front portholes. Dirk Ron says the movie is awesome. You know what? I'm a little embarrassed to say that I didn't see it in the movie theater. I did rent it back in the VHS days, and enjoyed it. And it actually was 2 VHS because the movie was so long, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I remember watching it and thinking, I should have saw that in the movies. But the very popularity of it sort of turned me away. Um, it was amazingly snobbish on stupid things back in the day. Evan says, hey, you have helped me with my emotions. How do I change the patterns of anger that my parents use against me to point the finger at me? It's like hardwired into my brain. It actually is hardwired in your brain. That's really insightful. It's really insightful language, Evan, that you use. In yoga and Buddhist psychology, it's called samskaras. And samskaras are simple mental imprints that the brain develops, a neurological pathway of repeated patterns. And it's how we respond through life. And all of us have these patterns for everything that we do in life. And it's almost as if we are puppets on a string, except we hold the strings ourselves and we are the puppet itself. Someone does this to us and we react. Someone does something else to us, we react. We're cut off in traffic and we have this type of reaction. How it's expressed might change from situation to situation, but it always fits into that universal pattern: anger, resentment, jealousy. Could be positive as well, because patterns are patterns. Um, and it goes back to what we talked about last time you and I talked. You can't physically change them. You can't emotionally change them. You can't psychologically change them. But you can become aware of them. And you're already there, Evan. Just by asking that question, you're aware. You know they exist. By shining the light of existence on them, they start to smooth out. The patterns become, it's almost like you're taking a sandpaper to them. And that's when you want to start entering new samskaras. So through practicing meditation, breath work, any type of mindful movement, walking mindfully, being out in nature, just sitting out in nature, you start to smooth out those patterns. You become aware of them, and then you become less reactive and more responsive. And when you're responsive, I love the word responsive, and I love the word responsibility, your ability to respond. There's no correlation with that, with reactive, just responsive. Reactive is done without thinking, and it's great for survival mechanism. But when you're dealing with your parents, you don't need to be in that fight or flight. You want to ease into that rest and digest mode. So you just shine the light of awareness on them, and then you respond, which what feels like a more positive manner. You're not going to change your parents. physically, psychologically, or emotionally, but you can change them by how you respond to them. And they start realizing you've taken away that trigger. They start realizing that it can't be used against you. It's no longer a weapon. You're free. You freed yourself from that. So they start looking for other ways. And because you're responding in a positive way, they start responding in a positive way. Or you gain a certain amount of distance and they stay stuck in that pattern, but you're no longer involved in it. We were talking earlier in the conversation about unattachment. You're now unattached to the outcome that they're offering you. So just keep working on being, as you're doing right now, being aware that they exist, because it gets easier. They'll push your buttons, they'll point that finger, they'll use something against you, and you're aware of what's happening. It might take a while before that awareness catches hold, but it's a start, and it just gets better and better and better and better. Squirrel Sniper says, Dirk Bond, I hope that helps, Evan. And always happy to talk about it more. Squirrel Sniper says, Dirk Vaughn, did it mention who was on the ship of important and who wasn't on there at the last minute? Flower says, I love it when you confuse names and call me Destiny or others for others. Yeah, that happens probably fairly frequently. Probably I don't even catch it every time it happens. I might get the names confused, but I never confuse Flower or Destiny for anyone else. Two extremely bright lights that come into my channel, come into my life, actually. Squirrel Sniper says, good question. Your Titanic, my Olympics. Dirk Bond says, yeah, well, the Britannia hit a German mine. Britannic. So when did the last survivor of the Titanic pass away? Wasn't it like one of the youngest fairly recently? Might have to Google that. Squirrel Sniper says, check out the footage of the first glimpse of the finding the Titanic. After all these years, the portholes match the Olympics and not the Titanic. So what does that mean, Squirrel Sniper? Dirk says, well, that's interesting. And I know there are a lot of unanswered questions regarding insurance scams and fraudulence regarding the Titanic. Didn't know that. Sniper says, not to join they organized the meeting on board, never showed up. They organized the meeting on board, and never showed up when set sail. Flower says, Eric, how would you describe the people here and yourself? I will get back to that in just 1 minute. First, let me say hello to our good friend, Noble Scrolling Traveler. Noble says hello. I was thinking about you yesterday, Noble, because Mocha was here. We had a great conversation with her. A lot of fun. She's always a lot of fun. So, back to Destiny's question. Or I'm sorry, I did exactly what you were just saying that I do. Flower's question. People, the people here, the people who show up here on a regular basis, I think are thoughtful, mindful, looking for ways to ease their own confusion, their own pain, their own suffering, as well as the confusion, pain, and suffering of others. And I think that consideration and concern brings people together. And so kind-hearted people. And describing myself, I would describe myself as 6'4", full head of brownish blonde hair, not needing glasses, 26 years old. That's how I would describe myself. It's not how I see myself necessarily. I would describe myself kind of the same way, that, kind-hearted, curious, enthusiastic. Someone asked me what my talents were in life, and I said curiosity and enthusiasm. And of course, they threw that back in my face and said those are traits and qualities and not talents, which is nitpicking. For me, I consider them talents, because you can cultivate enthusiasm and you can cultivate curiosity, and they will take you as far as you need to go in life. Look at the conversation that we're having now. Dirk Van is curious and enthusiastic about the Titanic, and he's having sharing great information with Scroll Sniper, who I think is probably one of the most curious people that come here, because he knows so much about so many different things that he enthusiastically shares, and it's deeply appreciated. And I would say that the same with you, Flower. Look at where it brought you here. You didn't have to click on my live stream. You didn't know who I was, nothing about me. Just an old yogi in his basement doing a funny exercise. And you clicked and you started talking. And you're a valuable member of my community. And it doesn't get any more enthusiastic than Noble Scrolling Traveler. Noble Scrolling Traveler has the single most enthusiastic channel on YouTube. Everyone is greeted like they are his high school best friend. Open-armed, enthusiastic, full of love, full of kindness. So it makes his channel so engaging. It's what draws people there, and it's what keeps people there. We got some greetings for Noble. Flower says, hello, Noble. Did you check? Hey, Noble, are you subscribed to Flower's channel? Scroll Sniper says, just asking the question is half the answer. Being conscious on what is aware as to what's happening. This is true. Evan S says, thanks, man. Hey, stay in touch and keep me posted. Always happy to listen. Always happy to provide an answer if I'm able to. Tita Beth is here. Home life and cooking. Hello, good evening. Hello, my friend. How are you? If you guys are looking for another great channel to go visit, Tita Beth's Home Life Cooking. Definitely drop by, spend some time. Flower says, you just said, Destiny said, creative names. I'm not surprised. Dirk said, last survivor passed in 2009. Yeah, I thought it was relatively recent. Not that, I guess depending on how old you are, 2009 could be a long time ago. For me, it feels rather recent. For me, it's really hard to believe that the 90s are over. Flower says, wow, what are we getting a wow to? Oh, there you go. Flower says, I didn't think it was in the 2000s. Yep, it was. Brian Lane is here. And hey, Eric, good day to you all here. Thank you, Brian. Brian is putting out some really good, high quality information on meditation and what it's done for him. Highly recommend checking out not just his channel, because it's great stuff, great nature stuff, great burpees, but the insights given from that. The J. Jordan is here. Says, how are you? Just Yogi doing burpees in his basement. I liked and shared you out. Thank you, the J. Jordan. Hey, and speaking of channels, I am doing a live stream right now. And I'm reading the comments off, engaging with everyone, because of the J. Jordan. Never would have occurred to me to go live. What could I say in a live session? What do I have to do? What do I have to offer or present? That was my thinking. So why would I go live? And then spending time watching the J. Jordan. And a key thing, he's not afraid to practice his music. Amazing, because he puts out awesome, great music. Go check out his channel and listen, spend some time. You'll be inspired, you'll be impressed, and you'll be uplifted, all at the same time. And for me, I thought, you know, he's onto something. I am my own art, good or bad. People can judge art however they want, but it's my own presentation. I can put that out. I can go live and be me, talk about the things that I'm curious and enthusiastic about, and just do it because it's another avenue of expressing myself. I will be always grateful for the lessons that I learned from the J. Jordan. Kay says, I'm sitting here working and listening to your live. Your calmness is helping me get through my shift. Well, thank you for that, Kay. And I'm glad that we can all be here and keep you company during your shift. Our friend Brian says, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Brian. Jay Jordan says, hey to Kay. And everyone in the chat. Guys, definitely go visit the Jay Jordan. He is a YouTube legend and a high-quality artist. Not to mention a highly regarded burpee practitioner. Practitioner. You guys let me know. The J. Jordan says, hey to Brian Lane. Flower says, I describe the people here, kind-hearted, beautiful souls, truly. And for myself, I'd say selfish, greedy, overthinking, and stubborn. Well, Flower, you're contradicting yourself. Because you are here. You're one of the original people here. You're one of my favorite people here. You can't describe the people here as being kind-hearted, beautiful souls, truly, and leave yourself out of that. Because you are in the same company. I can be selfish, I can be greedy, I can be overthinking, and if Mocha is one of the watchers right now, she'll be nodding her head and saying, and definitely stubborn. He can truly be stubborn. However, I am less selfish now. I am less greedy now. I don't overthink in the same way that I used to. And Mocha may or may not agree, but I am less stubborn now. The process of life. Life brings us there. You know, For me, meditation's been invaluable. My breath work, my yoga, it's all been invaluable. Um, Life has just gotten lighter. Sometimes I'm asked about some like awakening experiences that I've had, which have been truly magnificent, um, giving me a deep understanding about certain things of myself. Um, but they pale in comparison to being able to let go and simply relax as I am, full of mistakes, full of issues, full of problems, all of it bound and held and embraced by an overwhelmingly loving presence of who I truly am. All that other stuff, just appearances, just habits, just stuff. None of it makes any difference to that all allowing, loving, compassionate presence that I truly am. And the thing is, all of us, each one of us, including Flower, is that same presence, the very same presence. And we can call that presence reality, we can call it life, we can call it love, we can call it God. All of those mean the exact, they're all synonymous, the exact same thing. So definitely include yourself in that description. Flower says, how are you, Brian? That's a good question, Brian. How are you? Everyone's saying, greetings to each other. Flower says, it's fine. The J. Jordan says, thank you for the kind words. You're welcome, my friend. And thank you for everything you do, which is considerable. Makes me wonder sometimes, people like the J, but also people like Flower. Do you realize how much good you're actually doing in the world? Flower, you got a kind word for every single person that comes into this conversation, every single time. Never missing a beat. As we talked about earlier in the conversation, that carries forward. It carries on. And I think once your channel is up and running and more established, it's just going to put out more and more positivity in the world. And then again, I hope the J realizes how much ripples forward from his channel, the positive influence that just goes on and on. I've mentioned before in Transcendental Meditation, and this has been deeply studied independently. I believe Harvard did a study. They call it the Maharishi effect, named after the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, founder of Transcendental Meditation. Full disclosure, I teach primordial sound meditation, which is sort of derivative of Transcendental. They come from the same Vedic yogic family, but I don't teach Transcendental Meditation. But I have the highest respect because my teacher came from the Transcendental Meditation movement. Anyway, the Maharishi effect is that when one person meditates, the household benefits. When a household meditates, the neighborhood benefits. When a neighborhood meditates, the state benefits. When the state meditates, the country, and ongoing until the entire world is engulfed in that positivity. So it only takes a small percentage of the population to have a positive impact. And it doesn't have to be meditation. It can be practicing step aerobics in your living room and inviting people to come along and share that workout. It can be doing 28 burpees, practicing your squats. It can be coming in someone's channel and being a force of good and positivity and love and empathy and compassion as Flower does. That's the Maharishi effect. It doesn't end with you. It doesn't end with this conversation. It doesn't end with my channel. It affects you too. and on and on and on. Squirrel Sniper says, nice chatting. I have to moderate a live stream now called Funky Prepper UK. Catch you soon. Squirrel Sniper, thanks for coming in. I hope to catch your live session when you do it and to see some of your artwork as well. Flower says, bye to Squirrel, and you're welcome to Brian. Brian Lane says, Jay Jordan got good burpees. He does. We had the Unk here last night having a great foodie conversation. There is no bigger foodie than the Unk, giving out some great recipes. And at the same time, he is top of the game as far as burpees are concerned. Squirrel Sniper says, my day is now evening, but yes, I will make it so. Awesome. Flower says, I just remembered, I hope Michael's doing good. I hope so too. And hopefully he'll stop in sometime. Jay Jordan says, I'm still trying to get good. Man, you're in great company though. Doing burpees with It Is What It Is will definitely up anyone's game. That's for sure. And I gotta admit, I don't know if I'm brave enough to do a shirtless Saturday session with the Jay Jordan and It Is What It Is. As a matter of fact, I think if I was in their company, I'd wear extra layers. I'd be the guy, and it'd be shirtless Saturday and a guy in overalls. Something along those, a guy in a flannel jacket. Brian Lane says, same here, Jay. Both a big understatement by the both of you. Man, you both have excellent burpees. And speaking of excellent burpees, and we were just talking about him, our friend Burpee Yoga Uncle is in the house with an aloha for all. Brian Lane says burpees are great art for the heart to flow healthy each day. Yeah, they are. And I love how everyone has their own personal burpee expression. The explosiveness of Unk, the seamlessness, the fluidity of It Is What It Is. It's the best way I can describe him. Every rep is just, it's like you're pouring a glass of water and it just flows out. Flower says, hi, Uncle. Kay says, hey, Burpees Yoga Uncle. Brian says that he's good. It Is What It Is says, I sense a high energy of Burpee Warriors on this live. Oh, yeah. We got some of the best in the house right here. That's amazing when I think about it. Flower says aloha too. It Is What It Is says to Spartan Jordan. And Brian the Maniac. Brian's a powerhouse. If I had to describe, again, and I've had long conversations with It Is What It Is about burpee form, different people and their burpee forms. The term powerhouse, when I watch Brian, that doesn't do it justice though, because sometimes you think powerhouse as being sort of maybe slow moving. He's got a fluidity to him as well. It's just so much power to spare though. Excellent technique, excellent form with power to spare is how I describe Brian. Kay the Princess. Definitely Kay the Princess. Kay the Burpee Princess. Kay the 28 burpees in my living room Burpee Princess. Eric the Calm Giant. Well, thank you for those words. Smiling face from, or laughing face from Flower. Hello, Flower says, Lewis, the I got your back. Flower, that sums him up. Which is perfect, because everyone here, especially now that it is what it is, has the power of the wrench. He was a formidable force before, but now with the power of the wrench, he's an unstoppable force of good in the burpee universe. I think every burpee channel should give It Is What It Is a wrench. And then he can just go from live stream to live stream, doing good work, saving souls, avenging those in need of being avenged, doing good deeds, like a knight, a burpee knight. Now we got it. Now we got the burpee name for It Is What It Is. The Burpee Knight, the Sir Galahad of burpees. I stand by that statement. Jay Jordan says, hey to It Is What It Is. Unk says, my first med class was a TM class in the uni. In the 90s, after practicing meditation through the Self-Realization Fellowship, Paramahansa Yogananda's Self-Realization, I wanted to learn Transcendental Meditation, and I couldn't afford it. And it was less expensive back then. And then I had read that Deepak Chopra had left the Transcendental Meditation movement, where he was high up there. Some thought he was a heir apparent to the Maharishi himself. He had stepped aside and left the organization, and he went back to India, and he studied with some rishis and some seers and some sages and some yogis, Vedic astrologers, and thought that he had what was a more authentic and original mantra-based meditation practice. And he brought it back. And it was extremely affordable. It still is affordable. And I learned it 1997. And I've practiced it ever since. And about 4 years ago, I think 4 years ago, I became a instructor and considered learning it, practicing it, and teaching it one of the best things I've ever done. It is what it is, says Eric. You should join us, and Brian, you should too. Man, adding Brian into the mix is all the more reason why it would be shirtless Saturday and one guy in a suit. I'd be the guy in a suit. Coveralls. Shirtless Saturday and one guy in coveralls. It is what it is. Says Saturday mornings at 7:30 a.m. Western, 10:30 Eastern. It is what it is, says Adam. I mean, I don't know why Jordan didn't give me a damn wrench. It's been earned. Flower says exactly. And it is what it is, says Jordan want to act like he ain't here now. Well, now, yeah, now because he called him out about the wrench. Flower says she's fallen asleep, has to go. Yeah, we're going to shut it down for the morning, well, afternoon for me, and I'll be back about 5. Flower says LOL to Lewis. If you guys don't mind hitting the like button. Yeah, so I was talking about you earlier, um, talking about the recipes you shared and the things that you've eaten. Live shrimp. Eric Lapointe says, "Sounds good. Bye, everyone." Eric, thank you for being here. Always appreciate thinking that you might be listening and then getting the confirmation. It is what it is. Says live shrimp. Hey, I don't want to call anyone out here. This channel is definitely not about calling people out, but we discovered yesterday, and I'm not going to mention any names, that there's someone from San Diego who's never had tofu in his entire life. Again, this channel isn't about calling people out, but it came to my awareness, and I just thought maybe, maybe, you know, not mentioning any names, we could all offer some encouragement. Get out, try some tofu. It is what it is, says Gulty. Unk says in Shanghai, yeah, they put live swimming shrimp into the liquor, drunk them, and we ate it alive, and so good. Wow. It is what it is, says, well, Uncle, we'll try that. Yeah, I think even in my non-vegan days, I would have passed on that. I would have drank the warm, though. I would have downed the bottle of tequila and drank the warm. I don't recall that I ever did, but then again, we're talking about drinking tequila, and that means much of the 90s have been forgotten by me. Unk says, very sweet, and oh my God, never had it anywhere else. I've done oyster shooters. I don't remember if they were live oysters. No, they were raw oysters. Put them in, here in Maryland, you put them in a shot of vodka. You put some Old Bay. Maryland, you put Old Bay on everything. Everything. And then you just do the shot. Didn't matter to me that it was a oyster. I would have done a shot of anything back then. Here's what it says. Eric, did you ever drink that warm? I don't recall. I'm almost positive I must have, because we have downed some bottles of tequila. So I'm sure someone passed it over, and I wouldn't have said no. So I can't imagine that I didn't. But a lot of my drinking days is definitely a blur. Unk says if you are in Korea, to take a swimming small octopus, cut it up live, then serve it. When you eat it, it sticks to your gum and teeth. Again, my God, so sweet. Raw squid. I put a short up on my channel to check that out. Definitely not something I would have eaten. I will eat live tofu. It is what it is. Sums it up. Oh my God, Unk, that's insane. Makes you wonder who thought of that. Someone saying, hey, I'm going to catch this octopus. If you were sitting at a table and someone said, "Hey, I'm going to reach down and catch this octopus, and I'm going to chop it up live, and then I'm going to give you a piece, and you're going to eat it," what would you say? Unc says they're still moving on the plate, and Brian says I'd be scared get stuck in my throat. Yeah. Unc says let me find it. Lewis says seriously, Eric, I don't know. Yeah, it's just somebody had to think of something really weird and offer it up, and everyone sitting around the table, they were probably thinking somebody's going to say this is someone's got to say no, but no one did, so they all just found themselves nodding their head and said, oh yeah, I'll try it. Burpee Yoga Uncle says a fisherman coming home from fishing and got hungry and only had live squid. It's like the you'll know, maybe you've actually had it before. What is the blowfish sushi that, if not prepared 100% correctly, you can actually die from it? And I wonder if they explained that to the first person who ever tried it. They said, you know, there's a chance I might have mucked this whole thing up and you might die. But on the other hand, it might taste really good. It's fish and it's not cooked, but you might like it. And someone had to nod their head and say, I'll try it. I haven't gotten the link yet. Oh. It is what it is. Says, I've heard of that fish, Eric, and it's a delicacy to eat. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Unc says it's super popular in Korea, made famous by the original Old Boy Korean movie. I saw the remake of that with I can't remember his name. He's been in a bunch of Marvel movies. His father's famous too. It was a scene in the world. I thought it was CGI. Oh, Burpee says he sent the link. All right, I'll check it out. It is what it is. Says, I don't know if I try that 50-50 death if you do eat it. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't now, although I did my own gambling. Especially in the 80s. 90s was all about drinking. 80s was more experimental, where someone would hand me something at a Grateful Dead show, and they'd say, "Here, try this," and I'd say, "What is it? What they do? What does it do?" And they said, "I don't know. Let me know after you take it," and I'd be like, "Okay." Crazy times. Unc says remake sucks balls, and they usually do. Most remakes do. Not all. I really enjoyed their original, the Seven Samurai, and then they remade it, the Western Magnificent Seven. Both are really good, but a lot of times things just don't translate the same way. So, all right, it's about 2:30 here, almost. Definitely time for my second and last meditation for the day. I'll see everyone later. I'll be back 5-ish, 5:10. Appreciate you guys being here. Burpee says, Old Boy Original was legendary. The long haul fight scene, the twist at the end. I don't want to spoil it. I'll check it out. Might be able to watch it on YouTube, actually. Or maybe Netflix. Kay says, my son really enjoyed living in Korea. He went to college there. He really enjoyed the food. Wow. That's awesome. So, guys, I'll see everyone later. Gonna say goodbye for now. Man, appreciate everyone joining in. We have some new people come in. Appreciate that. We had our friend Ethan come in as well. Squirrel Sniper, who we haven't seen for a while. And Kay, appreciate you being here. It is what it is. Unk, of course, with wonderful and crazy, crazy stories. The legendary Jay Jordan was here hanging out for a bit. Always great to see. Dirk, a new friend Dirk, was here talking about the Titanic, talking about books. Our great, great friend, soul family, Destiny Forever Walks PhD as well. And a good, dear, sweet friend, Flower. If you guys aren't subscribed to Flower, really want to get her channel up to 50 subscribers so she could do some live streaming herself. Unk says, ready for shot collar. It is what it is. It is what it is. Was born to do shot collars. I'm going to let him, if he's still here, give his answer. It is what it is, says after the Holy Grail, Unk, I'm ready for anything. That's got to be true. That's the legendary Iron Wolf routine, says the Unk. It is. And I think he, I forget the name of the movie that I think he said it was inspired by. Where I think the movie might have been called Shot Collar. Prison movie, and the guy said, ready for shot collar, count them off. And they start counting the Navy SEALs. It's the only scene in the movie I've actually seen. I looked it up on YouTube. Unk says it's harder than Holy Wolf, Holy Grail. It is what it is, says I'll be the one, Unk. All right, guys. More burpee talk later. Appreciate you all being here. Take care, guys.